Hi folks, this is the next video for Year 1 Pure, where we're going to trigonometry, and 9a, this won't take long because it's GCSE stuff. It's the cosine rule. Just as a reminder, in any triangle, angles are capitals and the sides opposite the angles are lowercase and they're the same letter. So cosine rule, a squared is b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. So if I ever need to solve a triangle where I've got an angle and two sides either side of that, i.e. the included angle, then it's a cosine rule question. Now, I'm just looking at the book. They're saying if you want to find the angle, you rearrange. But then you need to remember two versions of the cosine rule, and that's just silly. So let's just quickly zoom through, just to remind you, none of this is new, it's all GCSE stuff. ABC, AC is 6.5 centimetres, BC is 8.7 centimetres, and angle ACB is 100 degrees. So let's draw a triangle with an obtuse angle. There it is, 100 degrees. ACB, remember the angle is, the letter is the one that's in the middle. Don't really care what we call A and B. AC is 6.5, BC is 8.7. What does it want to find? It wants AB. So, remember my cosine rule, A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. Now in my triangle, I haven't got angle A, I've got angle C. So rather than remember lots of different versions of this for each angle, I'm just going to relabel my triangle. So we'll call that angle A, which means that's side A, which means he can't be angle A, so he must be side angle C. And we'll call him side C, and of course he's B there. Because they're just labels, it doesn't really matter at all. So now A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2 times B times C times the cosine of 100 degrees. Now for those who know what radians are, make sure your calculator is in degrees. So you type that in, you square root it, and you write that. Now remember the question was, right, what's the side of AB? So in relation to the size that we're given, it's still called side AB. So we'll just make sure we're going to get that final mark. And if they don't say 2DP or 3SF. Example 2 just says the smallest angle. Well, the smallest angle is opposite the smallest side. So smallest angle in a triangle whose sides have length 3, 5 and 6. 3, 5, 6. That's the angle it wants. Okay, well we'll call that A because that's what's in the cosine rule. Don't really care about the others. Here's the cosine rule. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. Now the easiest thing to do here is to put all my numbers in first before I rearrange. A squared is 9, B squared is 25, C squared is 36, minus 2 times 5 times 6, that's 60. It is, I have to think about that, minus 60 cos A. Find my calculator. So take away 25 and 36 from both sides. Minus 52 equals minus 60 cos A. So cos A, divide both sides by minus 60. Cos A is 13/15, and then remember to find A, I do inverse cos, which looks like that on my calculator. So if cos A is 13/15, then A must be 29.93 degrees. Now, it is at GCSE, so I know you will understand this. There are other angles which have a cosine of 13/15, but in this case, I know that I'm looking for an acute angle. Remember, with a cos graph, it repeats, so there's an acute and an obtuse answer. This isn't that complicated. I'm just looking for the acute angle, so that's my answer. Now, in the book, they rearranged this formula to get A on its own. I prefer putting my numbers in and then rearranging. You do as you please. Example 3, let's have a look at it. I'll just pause while I read it. Okay, so example 3, remember a bearing always goes from north and always goes clockwise. So Coast Guard Station B is 8 kilometres on a bearing of 060 from Coast Guard Station A. So there's A, there's my north line, 60 degrees up there, 60 degrees, that's 8 kilometres, and that's Coast Guard Station B. A ship C is 4.8 on a bearing of 18 away from A. So 18, that's less, 18, like that, 18. What did it say? 4.8. That's C there. It wants the distance between C and B. So again, we can see we've got two sides and the included angle. Well, the angle in the triangle is 42, isn't it? So if that's 42 degrees, I just had to check, but yes it is. That's 8 kilometres, that's 4.8 kilometres. Angle A, handily already labelled A. B, B, C, C. It's now a trivial, straightforward cosine rule question. It wants A, so A squared is B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. 4.8 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 4.8 times 8 times by cos of 42 degrees. I'm going to type all that in, take the square root. Here we go, 4.8 squared plus 8 squared cos 42. Take the square root of that. 5.47 kilometres to 2 dp. Example 4, algebraic question. Find the value of x. Okay, here's my triangle. 65x plus 2. Now they've labelled it not in the way that I want, because remember I want my angle to be A, so I'm going to relabel. So that's side A. So he can't be A, let's call him B, which means that's side B, and that's side C. Sub into the cosine rule. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. 5 squared x plus 2 squared x squared minus 2 x plus 2, C is x, and cos 60. Now cos 60 is a nice one, it's a half, isn't it? Yeah, because it's the same as sine 30. So 25 equals x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus x squared minus, now this is 2 times x plus 2. 2x x plus 2 is 2x squared plus 4x. So minus 2x squared plus 4x times by a half. And of course, half times 2 is 1, so 25 equals x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus x squared minus x squared minus 2x. So what have I got here? 2x squared minus x squared. That's x squared. 4x minus 2x. That's 2x. I've got 4 and I'm taking 25 off of both sides because it needs to be equal to 0. I've ended up with a quadratic. Now this is where we've got to remember that x is a length, so it can't be negative. So if I stick this into my formula or use quadratic mode or whatever, x is minus 2 plus the square root of 88 over 2. And the reason I've chosen this is because the reason I've chosen the positive root is because x cannot be negative. X must be greater than 0. And to 2dp, 3.69, what are we on? Centimetres? Yeah, centimetres. Okay, nothing brand new there, I don't think. Standard GCSE cosine rule. Enjoy.